my world.
I've killed things from other worlds before.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the greatest scenes of all time. And as you can see, I am joined by my world's finest compadres. What's good, y'all?
What's going
Ready
on?
to fucking watch this fucking scene.
So, if you don't know what we're watching,
What happened?
You're, what? Huh? What did some?
We
What?
gotta restart.
Do we?
Did something happen?
I went like that. What did I do?
No, you-
You're the pervert.
huh? What?
I
Anyway,
was talking
world's
to Meg.
finest is about to watch a clip. If you can see by the thumbnail, we're watching a pivotal scene from one of our favorite comic book / superhero films, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. The Trinity going against Doomsday has probably the most fire superhero entrance in movies when it comes to superheroes. When Wonder Woman drops in, among other things, Zach did his thing with this. Some people don't like it. We love it, and y'all ready to watch this thing, man?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What's y'all's favorite part before we start?
I want
Start to end.
you're the first minute to the last one. I want to say it's something Batman related, but I know that he just kind of runs around.
Yeah, he just fucking chills. Yo, Batman is the he has the most chill during his fucking during
press this button to evade, and that's all he does the entire time.
evade. All right, y'all. Here we go. One of the greatest scenes of all time: the Trinity versus Doomsday from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Hold hands.
Oh, wait.
Oh shit! Yeah. Uh-oh. All right, let's go. Y'all will see why I started it here because it's
Mhm.
Let's go. That's my Batman. There she is.
Oh my god.
Hey, bro. First time I saw this is
I don't think I've ever been in a theater where nobody clapped.
yeah,
that
for real.
part, like every single time.
Mhm.
I've killed things from other worlds before.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
There they go.
Dude, that frame right there. Fucking
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
like they actually sort of the respect is there and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's sort of like after that, it kind of moves from the scene to like obviously the aftermath and things of that nature. But dude, that fight and then the subsequently what happens afterwards is like it's powerful as fuck, man. Like I don't see how people don't like that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's three of the greatest comic book characters ever created, sort of in a scene for the first time in live action together, fighting a common enemy. And obviously, you see the sacrifice from Superman or whatever, but like it's well done, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just hits fucking all of these beats, and it's just a really great fucking scene altogether. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all thoughts, man? Y'all good? It's rough. It's rough. It's
Yeah.
rough.
Well, it also always feels like, like especially with that scene, it's like you have to be quiet. Like it feels like we're leaving church after like a you know what I mean?
Hey, you went to a funeral and you're like leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
You say your goodbyes to a couple people and you just like make your way out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thoughts, man. Meg, what's I guess I should ask like when you watch that scene, what's the most thing that pops out. I mean, we've all seen this 1,000 times. Like, there's no like,
I think obviously my favorite part is when Wonder Woman shows up. 'Cause, I mean, we've waited years and years and years for her to be in a movie, and I'm so thankful to Zach and Debbie and everyone for fighting so hard to get her in this movie, and portray her in that way, because I can't think of a more perfect way for her to show up, you know, just like literally saving Batman's ass. And it's cool to see. I think when I watch the scene again and again and again, I think what I focus a lot on is like the small details of the scene, especially like when she jumps down and then they go at it, and then when Batman kind of leaves for that first time, he hides under the fallen debris, but like Superman and Wonder Woman are just taking the full-fledged blast of Doomsday, and you see like the singed marks on Superman's arms from just taking this blast fucking head on. And then of course, the ending always gets me teared up a little bit.
It's sort of, I mean, we've all read the book. When Superman dies, it to a certain extent, it's a sort of like a sad thing, but with just reading it and seeing it, it's not the same as watching it in this movie. Like, it's done so well. Obviously, you don't have the huge like a whole bunch of people there, like it was in the middle of the city, and in the death of Superman or whatever. But like with this one, it's much more intimate. You know what I'm saying? It's much more of sort of Superman, like, literally makes a sacrifice, and you have Batman, who we saw how he was in this movie. Up until this point, he was like, "I'll kill this motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't like him at all, and so like he sort of we didn't watch the moment, obviously the Martha moment, when he sort of saw the error in his ways, or what he had become of fighting crime so long. But when you get to that ending scene, it's literally them, and like that's why I'm saying the touch of just them sort of when Batman crosses his arms and sort of puts his cape around to sort of transport him down to Diana, and they put him down. Like, that's a touch. Like, they didn't have to do that shit. They could have sort of cut and not shown that particular thing.
Yeah.
And Joey, how does it strike you, man?
I mean, that in particular, like I've always noticed it, but now that you point it out, it is interesting because a lot of times, like, you just don't see that, I guess, in like superhero movies, and it's not that they brush over it. It's just like they kind of just move on or whatever. But a lot of I will notice like small details every now and then when I watch this. Like, I feel like I always notice Wonder Woman when he hits her and she goes back up against that well or whatever. She lunges forward and she screams, and then we got to Lois in the underwater. The scream lasts for like 20 seconds, like, and it's you can just, like, constantly hear it. I don't know if there's supposed to be like some deeper meaning to that, but it's just, it always strikes me because I'm
knowing Zach, it probably is.
Yeah, no, it probably is. But
keep talking. I'm gonna bring it back up, and we'll
it's also like, as much as I was he's my favorite character, but I was giving him grief for it. Like, he hides, and he most of what he does in this fight is just evades. Like, even this, he's like trying to evade his laser face, whatever. I think it's actually a really good sequence for Batman, because like he's literally seeing the error of his ways, and and also seeing like what almost could have been had he gone through with his entire plan. Like, let's say, again, like, he kills Superman. There's no Martha moment. And then he gets to this and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I needed
literally that would have been, because the only defense against Doomsday would have been Diana. That would have been it, because that's a good point, Joey, because he literally, he's at a certain point, I bet he's like, shit, if I had killed Superman, we'd be fucked right now. You know what I'm saying? So
like, even the moment Meg just said, when he hides under that barricade, he probably, like, just in my own headcanon, he looked up, he was like, oh shit, he withstood that. Superman was, I mean, Diana, yes, of course, but Superman, it's like, oh my God, had I gone through with my plan, you know, this Superman wouldn't have been able to get even close to him, and we wouldn't, you know, we'd probably be looking at the apocalypse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League and shit.
Exactly.
And you gotta think too that like Doomsday is what Batman thought that Superman would be is capable of doing and would be doing. So he sees this guy and he's like, "Oh shit, maybe the guy that I was just kicking the ass of isn't that bad," you know?
Yeah.
We need him actually. Like he's like actually.
And even then, he's still serving a little bit of attitude, just like with the. Did you find the spear? I've been a little busy. All right, give me a second.
And that's the great thing about this scene is that like there's so many different types of emotions that you go through while watching it. Like you have these like funny, like humorous scenes between them. That whole conversation where he's like, she's like, "Oh, you know, I've killed things from other worlds before," and you're like, "Oh, okay, damn."
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And then you have moments where, you know, Lois is fucking drowning and Superman has to go save her, and it's like, oh shit. And then you have moments where Superman fucking dies.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, even I think Anthony, you mentioned the moment where
a little busy.
You know, it immediately calls back to when he's talking to his dad on the mountain and saying, you know, like, you know, your mom was my world, and
he said when did the voices finally stop? He said when I'm at your mom's. I was like, damn.
But it even further than that, you know, it goes all the way back to Man of Steel when he's in the closet at school and he's like, you know, the world's too big, and she says, well, make it small, and he, you know, that's what he did with Lois, like not to like, you know, make it that small, like a meaning or whatever, but it's just like
no, I mean, it's definitely what it is.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's that's why I was glad. Like we talked about what scene we would watch, and I think it was Meg who said that the this one, and I was like, yo, it's great because it hits. If you watch this scene and you don't at least feel at least 4 different emotions, who are you? Are you alive? Do you have a fucking pulse?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're gonna feel more than that, but if you don't feel at least like some be scared, feel sad, Superman dies, feel excited when Wonder Woman dropped, like you should go through a range of emotions when it comes to this. So I think it's out of a movie that I love, this scene is probably one of it's close to being my favorite just because of the fact that it takes you on a roller coaster ride. And when it's over, you sort of have this thing where it's like, now Batman has sort of realized, Bruce has realized some things, right?
Yep.
Diana has literally, she jumped into hell, but she sort of realized it too. Like the look on her face when Lois walks up, she looks at her, she's like, like this dude, he wasn't just Superman. Like he actually meant something to some other. Like people like love him or whatever. And not just the general, you know, the general public. It's like he really had someone like that. And she probably also at the same time was probably like I know what I can do. I've been on this planet a long time doing some shit. But that dude, like he, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just like me. So imagine if like losing. It'd be like if at that point in time Wonder Woman was like had been in the public eye for such a long time and then like she died, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That sort of feeling that would come with that, man. But
well, it's also like she knows what it feels like to lose someone like that.
Yeah.
She lost Steve Trevor, the person that showed her humanity, you know?
Yeah.
So she knows what it's like to get close with someone and lose them in such a fucking brutal way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
But also watching this scene, you know, for the longest time, all we had was Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. You know, we didn't have Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
And you know, there was like a sort of like a melancholy feeling added to this because we never got to see like Superman come back the way he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And I can remember watching this movie. I watched it after the announcement, like the next night or something. So I was like, this movie's gonna feel totally different. It's gonna feel how I felt watching it prior to 2017, you know? And to be able to watch this movie after Zack Snyder's Justice League comes out, it's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like you can finally watch the scene as it was intended to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get that realization that see, there's that little singe you was talking about, like his stuff on him and her shield too. Like I dude, when they which you can say what you want about the Doomsday trailer for this movie when that shit came out. But I do remember that part at the end of the trailer when you saw the shield and he's like, oh shit. Because you know, they one thing they did do very well, which she's not in the movie that much anyway, is they didn't show much of Wonder Woman in the trailers for this movie. Like they showed a little bit of just real quick little clips or whatever, but you didn't get like, you know, I wouldn't even say her role was pretty much spoiled because you didn't even know what the you know, like what the purpose of her being in this movie was until you actually saw the movie. Like trailers be damned, you could see but yeah, man, this scene, like this is like I said, a range of emotions, man. And yo, the spear, dude. He's like, yo. Again, I told you I got this. Somebody was like, well, you should just gave it to Wonder Woman. I was like, you know, no disrespect, but he doesn't know her that well. He knows
And
this
plus, she's holding him back.
Yeah.
Who's gonna hold him back? I mean, I guess Superman
hold him
could
down
hold
so that she can.
but...
Yeah.
I heard those complaints too.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, okay, but they were literally in the midst of like all of this, you know.
Yeah, and it's there's short like reaction time, and also literally before he does it, he tells Lois, "This is my world. You are my." Like he feels like I need to do this because this is even though he's trying to save the world, literally he's looking at his world and he's looking at Lois like, I need to save you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's my job to protect you. So this is what I'm going to do, even though she's just like, nah, bro. Like right there, she's like, nah. He's like, oh, God, okay.
She's like, that thing?
Yeah. You're going to do that? Nah, man. He's like, yo, I got you. And then he's like, yeah. But everything is the CG. And also what makes this scene, I think, adds an extra layer of fire to it. Is the beginning of Zack Snyder's Justice League when you get those close-ups of him, that shit is those VFX untouchable, bro. Like when you see the you know it going thing going through Superman, the spike, and you see how much detail is in that shit, the blood drops and all of that shit. Fucking fire, man. It's fire. Obviously, you know, I saw the behind the scenes where she was doing that actual scene. It's pretty dope. Yeah, but it's a good. Obviously, you say your boy. What'd you say, Joey? When he did that?
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I got y'all, man.
He's like, thank God I hit him.
Even better with this scene, this particular scene right here, this little shot in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he has tears in his eyes. He's like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
You can kind of see it here, but yeah, you definitely see it in Justice League.
Like that shit hit him hard. Yes, and he's just like, yo. All of it's just put together well, and you know, I think and I'll never be when he stabbed Superman with that shit, I almost threw up in the movie theater, man. I was like, no, because it's like a, you know what I'm saying? It's like a right in the chest, and then obviously, man, you were talking about when he grabs on and pulls himself, like, oh no. I remember the whole time I'm watching it after this happened, the whole time I'm thinking he gonna get up, Fuck that, y'all ain't kill my man like that, but yeah, it's done pretty well, man. It's done, and it looks really good. Hold, let me go back. It really looks good when he falls with him. I don't know why it just looks fucking dope. It's like it's most of it's CG, and you're just like, yo, but it looks really fucking well.
But even like that's another little detail that I noticed when he like the sphere goes all the way through him, but then when he like lays on his back, it like kind of like goes back up into Doomsday's body. I don't know why I appreciate that detail, but it's just like
you don't see that in movies. Like,
no
big, like you don't see these small details.
Yeah,
not like that. It's, of course, yeah.
He's just sleeping.
Yeah, he's sleeping, guys.
He's gonna regenerate like Wolverine. It's okay.
Yeah, that's that. This is what I was talking about. Hold on, when he wraps him up. Let's see. Dude, I felt so bad for Lois. I was like, fuck, man. See how he taking care, you know what I'm saying? Just like
Mhm.
didn't have to do that shit. Like they didn't have
Mm-mm.
he didn't have to Zach didn't have to put him so that they sort of she handed him or he hands him down like that.
Yeah.
Like
But it's the it's the gaining of respect of just like an hour ago. It's like I was trying to kill this guy,
yep.
and now it's like
Mm-hmm.
he sacrificed for everybody, even though I thought he was the monster that we just killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so there you have that. That's yo, this was on the first teaser. When I saw that shit, y'all remember that teaser that came out? It was like a really, and you saw the only thing they showed of Batman was him. It's like stepping out from behind that thing.
That's Zach's favorite shot of Batman.
Yeah, dude, that shit's fire, dude. Look how fucking huge he looks when he steps out of there. Yeah, I was like, this dude. And the suit fucking looks amazing and shit.
He's literally me for real.
Nice.
Yeah, no, he looks fucking incredible. And I chose to end it like it's sort of with this scene. I know it's like a sad, solemn sort of like, with the whole, but Zach, dude, remember people were pulling out those crosses? They're like, Zach, what's good with these crosses back here?
Yeah.
Like everything that was in this entire scene, and Zach was like, you motherfuckers wish you knew. You wish you knew what I was doing. But I think this is this entire just that look is it's dope, man. It's just like a dope way to end it. They all look down as sort of, it's obviously it's a very sad scene, but yeah, it's dope. It's dope, man. It's dope. So let me get back to it.
It's one of those I wish you could watch for the first time all over again.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
for real.
For real. Yeah, it is. It is. And man, I don't. It's that's hard to top, man. It's hard. I mean, there's some scenes in Zack Snyder's Justice League that are pretty fire, dude. There are some scenes, but that particular fight against Doomsday, it's sort of, and nothing beats seeing Wonder Woman live action coming in like that for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing beats seeing the Trinity on screen at the same time for the first time. That's nothing's gonna beat that. So obviously for us, especially for us who are fans of the material, are like that's some shit we're never gonna forget. Like period. No. Like we'll always remember that shit. Matter of fact, I should get.
I'm about to go watch it right now after this.
It's mad, let me tell you something. For the thumbnail, it was mad hard to find a clean. I'm like, this movie's been out this long, and it's hard to find a clean pic of the Trinity.
Oh, really?
From a screenshot, I had to like watch my copy of it and get it because it's just I don't know why there's not one out there, but it's like every one I found, like either Batman or Superman, both Wonder Woman was always in focus. Them two, they were like, one of them was just looking like trash. I was like, damn, bro, it's hard to find it. But appreciate y'all watching one of the greatest scenes of all time with your boy, man.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
thanks for having us
inviting
on.
us.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you guys next time for one of the greatest scenes of all time. We out. All right, yeah, man. I'll edit the shit up.
I don't know what I did.